Hello, you guys. It's Kaylan McCoy, the host of the Dream Team podcast. And I know you guys are probably wondering, where's Q? Well, Q is under the weather right now. So, you guys, it's that time. It's that season. Take care of your health and make sure you're taking your vitamins, all right? Can't wait to have them back next week. For our special guests, we have Jurriente Davis and Sam Johnson. Jurriente had 13 total tackles with 2 tackle for losses and a sack. Then we got Johnson, who had 42 yards while pinning the opponent inside the 5 twice. So glad to have these guys on our show today. Stay tuned. All right, you guys. So we're first going to start with Jurriente Davis.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We're so glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
So now, what was it like, just dominating last week? With your 13 tackles, what was that like doing it for the team? How was that?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to say it started with the whole defense. I'm not just the only person out there playing. You know what I'm saying? So it started with the D-line, it started with the DBs, and I feel like we all just got to be on the same page. And as long as we communicate and just be on the same page, nobody can stop us. So, and that's what we did. We dominated. We executed. We started off a little slow in the first quarter, but we ended up executing. And towards the end of the game, you seen the results. So that's how it was.
All right, so now by you being an All-American and then, playing for Hutchinson Community College and, helping the team win that national championship, what was that like in the JUCO? Because we have a lot of JUCO products. And so what would you speak on that experience? How was that?
Well, the JUCO product, JUCO, it was just crazy, just being in JUCO and being in Kansas, just being out there. I'm from North Carolina, so it's about 19 hours away. So just being out there, you really just got to be mentally tough. But the season, we went undefeated. There was ups and downs, but that's in every team. We had a lot of ups and downs, bumps and bruises, but we just had to stay locked in because, there's a lot of guys, worrying about what school they was going to next. And I was the guy on the team just telling everybody, just focus on, where we at right now. Just focus on where our feet at. And you see what happened at the end of the day, we won a national championship. So I was just telling them guys, just focus on where their feet was at. And I know we in JUCO, but at the end of the day, just got to keep on keeping on and just locking in on the thing that's in front of you right now. And that was, just taking it week by week and winning the game every week. So that's what we did.
Awesome. So if you guys don't know about Hutchinson, it's kind of like a mecca or like the place for, that spot to get ready to prepare you for that next level. Around here we got EMCC. I used to watch the show Last Chance U. So that's kind of like, going to those games, being a part of the, just being a part of the team, just watching and being, because I'm from that area.
Right.
So just knowing for the guys, for those who out there who don't know, that program is exponential with catapulting players to the next level. So you go into the next level, which was Middle Tennessee, P5. What was that experience like?
Well, Middle Tennessee, it was actually a group of 5 from Conference USA. And, the coach that recruited me, Coach Sariki, the guy, we both connected on the level, and I had other offers, I had different other offers. But Middle Tennessee stood out because of just him, he recruited me, we bonded as soon as we got on the phone. And he told me he was going to take care of me. He took care of me, you know what I'm saying? So, and just going there, being in Tennessee, being in Nashville, it was a new experience. And I just felt like being there, I had to separate myself. And that's just being there anywhere, here, just separate yourself. So that was the main thing. That was my main focus, what, led me to committing to Middle Tennessee out of, different schools that offer me.
So when you separate yourself, do you think that's a form of standing out instead of just blending in? How was that?
I'm just saying, as far as, being on the field and, just, building everybody up as being a team leader, just being consistent with yourself and, just building guys up with you, because when you're being consistent, people going to notice it. You know what I'm saying? People going to notice what you do on and off the field. So that's how I was just preaching, while I was at Middle Tennessee. So it's just, just about being consistent and separating yourself in a good way.
You said on and off the field, and then you said consistent. All of these things that you're saying is just hits on what Coach Prime says now. So how was that transition in the portal? We're a portal school. When it comes to that, we have a lot of guys that come from the portal. So those who are watching that are in the portal may go into the portal. just express your, your experience to them.
Okay, so when I first hit the portal, I actually we was bowl eligible. We played against FAU to become bowl eligible, and I actually wanted to play in the bowl game, but the coach that recruited him, like I said, Coach Saruki, he ended up leaving, leaving and taking another job right before the bowl game.
Yeah.
And that was my dog, you know what I'm saying? So me and him was clicking, and we had a long conversation. It was a long couple of weeks, and he told me he was leaving, going to UConn, and I said, I'm leaving too. I'm sliding too, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I ended up doing. And I don't regret it at all, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, when I was in Middle Tennessee, I earned my spot, earned what I did there. But as far as like hitting the portal, being in the portal, he just told me like, look, man, you can come with me, or like, just trust the process. God gonna lead you to where you need to go. And then one day, Coach Hart called me and said, hey man, you wanna come or what?
Yeah.
I said, look, I do. I want to talk to the head coach as well. And he added him to the call. I was shocked when he did that. So he added Prime to the call, and Coach Prime told me, like, look, I want you to be consistent. And this is what he said. He said, after this conversation, I want you to send me your practice film. I don't care if you got to find it I don't care if you got to make it. Send me some practice film.
Yeah.
And I sent him some practice film, and he already had the scholarship from Coach Hart, but I feel like I wanted it from Coach Prime as well, like telling me like, yeah, you that. You know what I'm saying? Just hearing it from him is just like a little different. So when I sent him the practice film, he called me back on FaceTime and was like, I need that here at Jackson State. So after that, I still didn't commit. I didn't make it like verbal or make it public or nothing, but in my heart, I just felt like this was the place to be. So that was like me as far as like hitting the portal and my portal process. Coach Prime and Coach Hart, they was the guys that got me to commit here. You see where we at now.
Right. So this was the place your heart was telling you this is where you needed to be, and I think that's what makes it so special. We talked about it in our last episode. We got deep. I mean, we were talking about God and just it was awesome. But it's so imperative that people understand that you have a calling.
Right. And
sometimes you face adversities. I mean, I know what it's like to have a different coach and it's switching, and you're like, what we gonna do now? We got a team that we're not even used to this new however the situation goes, but being able to, be smart, fast, disciplined, and being able to adjust with the movements, I think that shows great character as a player. And I think a lot of players out there need to, just take heed to that everything is not gonna go smooth. You're not just the team that you are playing on may not be the team that you're playing on, consistently and all throughout your career. Things may change, and they may change for the better. All right, so thank you so much, just expressing that, and now we're gonna move on to Sam.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So, being a 5-star, number one in the nation, the number one punter in the nation according to Cole's kicking class. How was that?
It was a little weird because you don't really feel like number one because you're a punter, a kick a ball. I'll say it was a little nice in high school going to practice. People call you the man. I had every SEC team out at my practices. I also played tight end in high school, and they said that I would get some looks to play tight end there. I knew they were lying, but I was there for being a punter. But I mean, it was really cool to see that process and that recruiting area. But I had a lot of help along the way with my coach Mike McCabe, his brand one-on-one kicking. They really taught me how to do it. I'd say working with him and then the guys in the league kind of helped me get to that spot. But I didn't really feel like I was number one. I always felt like I was completely.
You guys just have this connection.
I mean, it started from the locker room. We be in the locker room wilding, we have fun. We be in there doing what we do. It's just starting in the locker room, and then after that, he's starting the team meet room. We do rap battles, like just little things like that. We just all create chemistry with each other without even knowing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, without even knowing it.
I like to say I don't do rap battles.
Yeah,
it's not my expertise.
He don't do them, but I mean, you listen though.
You enjoy them though.
I laugh my butt off.
Yeah, it'd be just fun,
It's hilarious.
I feel like that's all. It's what it's about, man. Just having fun with your brother. Because, you know, like, you can't get this time back. I feel like we living in it right now, so we don't know how big it is.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when we think, like, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, like, we making history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just, and like you said, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Mm-hmm.
I might call Sam for something 3 years from now, you know what I mean? Or 10 years from now. He might call me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we started at Jackson State.
We might have to work for Aflac.
You know what I mean?
Coach, hey, both of my coaches
Exactly.
are the guys on the Aflac commercial.
Hey.
All right,
Might have
all
to work
right.
there.
Both of your coaches, man. That's crazy. So.
History. You mentioned history. 10-0. Looking for 13-0.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that. You know, Jackson State. We're an HBCU, but we had motto on it. We were talking about it last episode. We include everyone from all walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is very historical. Just even having you, you know, on here, and just we were talking earlier about you being the first host, first white host.
Mm-hmm.
But look, you guys. Just talk about that history, that bond. I mean, we already talked about, you know, the brotherhood, but how does it feel? I know you're still in a place where it's kind of like you don't understand, you won't know until later, but I know it's times that y'all just feel like, dang, we really making history. Like, we up here really whooping all these guys, and we are everyone's homecoming. We are everyone's, you know, championship. Like, we are that guy that, like Coach Prime says, the Goliath.
Yeah.
And everybody's out to get y'all.
Trying to be David.
I just feel like we just don't need to be complacent. You know, we got to keep our foot on everybody's neck and just play, you know, where our feet at. You know, we don't got to think ahead right now. We 10-0, let's be 10-0, let's be 11-0, 12-0, 13-0. And then when we get done, that's when we actually celebrate.
Got it. One
You know
step
what
at a
I'm saying?
time.
One step at a time. You know what I mean? Some people just be thinking ahead too much. Let's think about right now in the moment. Let's play in the moment. It's 4th and 5. What you gonna do?
Oh, we gonna fake that thing.
We gonna fake that
We
thing,
gonna
right?
fake it.
Let's live in the moment, man. Let's live in the moment. So I feel like when we live in the moment, just play in the moment, and just be in the moment, nobody can mess with us, man. You know, we got the players, we got the talent, we got the mental, and it's just we just all gotta, you know, just think in the moment, just play in the moment, just play where our feet at.
Got it.
And
Got
I
it.
feel like we'll be straight.
And one thing I learned from my old school was every week we got in the team meeting room, we had a players meeting, and it said, we're trying to be 1-0 this week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about any of the past games. Trying to be 1-0 this week. That's it.
Yeah, same thing in JUCO. 1-0 this week.
Amen.
Exactly.
Great minds think alike.
Exactly. Come on now, congratulations. Congratulations, man.
All right. And when you said that, it made me think about the coaches and how they speak on, you know, play by play. You know, quarter at a time, half at a time, like boom, boom, boom. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys as the dream team coming on here, you know, being the players of the week.
Yeah.
We thank y'all so much for what y'all doing. Keep on dominating. Keep on doing what y'all
I want
doing.
to say one more thing. I
All right,
appreciate
all right.
y'all, man. The Dream Team podcast. I like what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Like this is history as well. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be here without y'all. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I feel like I just want to give y'all flowers and say I appreciate y'all for having me here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
thank you.
saying? Thank y'all, man.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
all the camera people. I wouldn't have an Instagram without you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. And the pictures, man.
The pictures are
And
fire.
this bright light too, boy.
All right.
It was a good one though.
All right, you guys.
As we wrap up this Dream Team podcast, I want to give a special shout out to our women's soccer team as they won the SWAC championship.
And also, I want to give a special shout out to Ari Miller for receiving the invitation to the Reese's Senior Bowl, as well as Dallas Daniels for receiving the invitation to the East West Shrine Bowl. You guys are seeing the fruits of your labor, and we're just so proud of you, and we're in full support. And you know, this is where the draft starts. So we looking on it. We looking out for y'all. We ready. We excited to see where y'all go next.
Yeah, follow us at the 2E's Dream Team Podcast.
You can sleep.
But
But
not
not
on
on us.
us.